This is a quick follow-up on health insurance. Health insurance, the purpose of the insurance is to cover things that you couldn't. So if you were in a hospital, you had $100,000 in bills, you can't cover that, so we insure for it. It's called major medical. Much like your homeowner's insurance. I assume you have probably a $500 or $1,000 deductible on your homeowner's insurance. Why? Because if you were going to turn in every claim for $2, you wouldn't be able to afford to purchase health insurance. Homeowner's insurance. So you have to have a deductible in there, and it's to cover the things you can't. When the screen door gets blown off in a windstorm, you just put a new screen door on your house. But when the house burns down in a fire and it's a $100,000 loss, you can't afford that, so you turn into your insurance company. And that's kind of like health insurance. Health insurance is getting more expensive. It's a major concern. Some of the new healthcare laws are the same thing that are causing some of the healthcare to go more expensive. We found that this time. One thing to remember is in this, there's going to be a code at the end. And the purpose for these codes on things like this are because when you call us with a question, no different than we did with the questionnaire that we sent out and said, please send us back this information so that we can weigh in what your needs are into what we're buying. Well, obviously, those that sent it back, we have a much greater duty to make sure that we're putting their concerns and their costs into this than those that didn't bother to send it back. And it's the same thing with this. When you call up and you say, hey, I've got a question on my health insurance, but you didn't take the time to watch the 15-minute video, we got to prioritize, and we say, look, we're going to get to you. Everybody's important, but those that spent the time and looked at the video and have the code, they're going to get response much faster because we say you're trying to get the information, and we're going to try everything we can do to get it in a quicker time. Why did we change in our healthcare? We were finding the healthcare, same policy that we had with Aetna, was going to go back to $75 a week or $80 a week, your cost. Currently, and for the last 2 or 3 years, we've enjoyed about $25 a week from you as your participation cost. But those were going to go to $75 or $80. So we went ahead and priced, looked at what you needed, and then we said, okay, let's get some prices here. We came up with Blue Cross Blue Shield as a better plan, and we could keep your premiums at about the same as what they were, or fairly close. Our portion of the insurance went up either way. The agent that we've had for 5 or 6 years gave us some misinformation on prescriptions mainly. We have replaced that agent, unfortunately for him, but we just kind of lost confidence. Now we're kind of playing catch up. We took about 4 months to determine what we're going to do with your health care. All of a sudden we're trying to make these things happen within 3 weeks. So we're trying to mitigate that damage on your prescriptions. What we've come up with is PTS has put in an HRA. And it's a payment thing that we are going to participate up to a maximum of $2,500. It will cover 50% of your doctor visits and your prescription costs. Okay? That $2,500 is the maximum participation from PTS. If you only spent $100 and PTS put in $50, PTS would get back $2,450 at the end of the year. But we will put in up to $2,500. You will also put in up to $2,500. Doctor's prescriptions cost you, here's an example. A doctor's prescription costs you $200. PTS pays $100. You pay $100. PTS pays a max of $2,500 per year towards your deductible. Where are you going to get that $100 from for that prescription that I just used in that example? You're going to continue paying about the $2,500 a week, and this is an example. Instead of paying $75 a week, you would have paid $75 a week. You now have $50 every week in your pocket, $200 a month, $2,400 yearly. Okay, so that's where you get the money to pay your portion of that deductible. Anything that you spend, health insurance is a little bit different than most insurances, and we're getting an education on some of these things. But anything you spent with Aetna up until today, up until May 1st, when the new Blue Cross Blue Shield not May 1st, I'm sorry, it was actually April 1st that the new Blue Cross Blue Shield took effect. Anything you paid towards your deductible can be now added into the deductible of the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. So if you were at $200, $300 from January till April 1st, you can then get those bills together, send them to Blue Cross, and they'll count those towards your deductible. With this HRA, you're responsible for a lot, or can be responsible for a lot of things. You can be the one to get the prescription prices. You can say, I'm going to call CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. I'm going to find the cheapest place to get this prescription. And then you can make the choice to either drive across town or to a neighboring city, or just walk across the street to the store that's more convenient and pay a higher rate because of the convenience. You make that choice. Also, along with this, for instance, you lose a card, a debit card, you pay $10. The insurance company, well, not the insurance company, the third-party provider of this HRA is going to come to me and say, I need $10 from such and such because they lost their card. We're going to deduct that in addition to the $25 weekly contribution you're making. We're going to deduct that lost card. You go to pick up a prescription and you forget your card. They're going to charge you a service fee for forgetting that card. We're going to then get charged by them. We're going to take that money and charge it back to you. So you have more responsibilities with this, but everybody in the insurance plan is an adult, so if you do forget something that costs you $10, it costs you $50, such is life. Use only in-network, okay? Remember to do that. One of the best things to remember is the information I'm giving you comes from another agent. We got misinformation from our old agent who's been with us for a long time. The best place to get the information is go straight to the horse's mouth. That's Blue Cross Blue Shield. They have a website. The phone number is 1-800-541-2768. Okay? Now, for that number again, all you have to do is take the slide bar at the bottom of your screen and slide it back a little bit. You can rehear that phone number. Preventive maintenance on this is covered 100%. So you're getting preventive maintenance done. They think you're going to stay healthier because of it, and therefore they're willing to pay 100%. I don't have a crystal ball to look into what's going to happen in the future, but if you asked for my thoughts on what's going to happen, one is that healthcare is going to continue to go up. Two is, if you're a smoker, I believe they are going to upcharge you in the future because you're a smoker, because they're finding that it's more costly for a smoker to have good health. So I think that's going to be a thing also, and you may want to look at that when we talk about controlling your own cost of health care, is that if you choose to smoke, doctors, Surgeon General have all deemed that this to be unhealthy, and they're going to upcharge you. It's a decision that you make again, and you say, look, I enjoy smoking, I like smoking, I want to smoke, and I'm willing to pay the extra money to smoke. And that's a choice you make. Doctors typically code a prescription when we talk about controlling your cost. Doctors typically code it. I don't know if they get money back from drug reps because they're prescribing their prescription or not. I have no idea. I do know that generics are going to always be cheaper, and when a generic's available, you should ask for that. You should also, and I checked this with Blue Cross, the information that I got is that you can go to a pharmacy and you can say, I don't have any insurance, I'm homeless, I have nothing. How much will it cost for this prescription under those circumstances? And they're going to give you one rate, okay? Walmart evidently has a lot of $4 drugs, but if you have insurance, they're going to charge you an upcharge and charge the insurance company. But remember, you pay 50%. So let's take, for example, Walmart has this particular prescription for $4. I'm going to buy it at Walmart, but if I buy it on my insurance, the cost is going to be $10. That means PTS paid $5, you paid $5. But if you'd have just gone in and said, I have no insurance, I just want to buy this on the special deal that you have for folks like without without turning it in on their insurance, you're going to save $1. PTS will save $5. And keep in mind, PTS's costs for things like this, and for really everything. There's only so much money in the pot. The more money there is in our pot, the more money there is to share with you. No different than this, in that we share in your health care costs. Price shop. For instance, if you want to get a mammogram, if you go to the hospital, it's going to be $2,000. If you go to a mammogram center, it's going to be $1,000. You just saved $1,000. Half of that, your cost was $500 you put in your pocket. You'll save that. So remember, you can get the same thing with using a doctor's emergency versus a hospital, all of those sorts of things. Again, this purpose of this video is to give you some explanation of where we're headed here with this Blue Cross Blue Shield, what we're doing to mitigate your costs, because we were getting some misinformation from our old agent. But the real place to get the information is straight from the horse's mouth, and that's Blue Cross Blue Shield. I provided you with a phone number. I'm going to give it to you one more time here, and then I'm going to give you a code for this video. They have a website. They will give you the website or the link. It's 800-541-2768. Anything, and I have to give a disclaimer because, again, I'm not the insurance provider. I'm just trying to help you through some simple things here. But I certainly am not the health provider, and I have to give you that disclaimer to say, talk to Blue Cross. They'll give you the right information. The code for this video is going to be 321. Hope you find it helpful. We may have a second one after the people in the office watch this and drivers watch this and say, hey, you forgot to tell me about this or that. And then we may have another video on this same subject. But other than that, be safe, be compliant, and good luck with everything.